me turn this off. Much better. Hello everybody, it's Dr. Zaino with Hero Fuel. Just in a few minutes today, we're going to fuel your mind, your body, and your future. And today, we're going to be talking about embracing the unknowns. This is going to be huge. Hello everybody that's coming on, good to see you guys. Now, when it comes to embracing the unknowns, if you're coming on, just say hello, say your name, say where you're from, all right? Because there's people all over the world that will be able to impact. And make sure, comment on someone else's comment as well, give them a high five. So today, we're going to talk about embracing the unknowns. In life, we tend to... Everybody likes my Cobra Kai shirt. I got my Cobra Kai shirt on, representing the Karate Kid. If you haven't seen that show on YouTube, Red, go ahead and do it. It's fun, especially if you're over 35. All right, so check it out. Embracing the unknowns. Embracing the unknowns goes like this. In life, we are consistently recycling the past. That's all we're doing, and that's what we find ourselves doing. So we're going into tomorrow with the experience that we had in the past, right? So we're recycling it. So it's the same routines. We act the same way. We get our coffee the same way. We take the same route to work. So it almost becomes like tomorrow is just a recycled thing of today. And any area of your life, remember, our life is exactly where it is right now, if you like it or not, because of the same variables you've been playing. It's the same, you've been living the same equation. And we were taught from when we were very little. Again, I go back to killing institutions and dogmas. Because we were taught to have certainty. Kids, we weren't. Kids are always uncertain, right? They love the unknowns. They're always up for something different, never the same schedule. But when we went to kindergarten, then went to first grade, then second grade, then third grade. So we had a lot of certainty. We knew the routine of the day. We're going to wake up, we're going to catch the bus. So everything just was this routine. And the routine gave us security. It gave us certainty. And they did that for years. So for those of you, you graduated high school, that was 17 years, right? 18 years. Then for those of you who went to college, it was kind of the same routine again. A little bit different, but we knew there was a next step. So here's the thing, we always knew the next step, or the perceived next step, because of that certainty. And then after college, then we're like, well, we got to get a career. And then sometimes you get a career, then you got to check off married. So we have this whole checklist of certainties that we need to check off in order to feel secure. But the whole time we get into a condition or recycling of the past, and we crave certainty like a drug, that we see new things as risk. Right? We don't want to try new things. Or you say, I don't want to take that risk. Or if anything is unknown, you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm not going to go that route. I can't, because who knows what's going to happen. So we start to really protect ourselves from risk, from the uncertainty, and from other opportunities, because shit, we don't know how that's going to turn out. And a lot of that creates another secret identity, because that keeps you. That is the sole thing that keeps you from ever becoming and enjoying and experiencing life the way you were really created to have it. It's a shame. And when you realize that when it comes to the unknowns, the only thing you have in life is the unknowns. The most guaranteed thing you could count on 100% is the unknown. It's just amazing. Because without the unknown, so you're going to notice that in the unknown, as I laid out for you, that's where the unknown contains all the matter, has all the recipe and ingredients for your future creation and your better self. Because your life's not going to get any better unless we introduce some new routine, right? Some new variable. And we don't find those variables in certainty. You're not going to find that variable in this same routine over and over again. So the most guaranteed thing in life is the unknowns. And right now, if you're watching this right now, just think, let's do real time. You're watching this right now. Just think of all the unknowns, the things that you couldn't plan, the things you weren't certain of, how to happen for you to be watching this right now. Like, so, this might be the first time you're watching me. That's an unknown. Or maybe you saw some of my stuff before. Or how the heck, like, even where you're living today, just think of all the unknowns. So when you look back, we were taught to be so certain and so routine, but when you look back in your life, everything was unknowns. There was always, you connect to the dots. You're like, holy crap. How I got to Houston, Texas was an unknown, right? So I was in New York, and just like all New Yorkers, we moved to Florida, and then I went to college in Atlanta, and the Atlanta college lost their accreditation, and then Dallas had the best accreditation, so I move over to Dallas, and then that's where I went to Texas, and then, you meet your wife, and then you get a life-threatening disease, and then you overcome that. So all these unknowns happen, and in the moment it sucks, but when you look in hindsight, it's the greatest blessing. Because in the unknowns, here's the thing, this is the reason why today, if you've been thinking, should I go for it? Should I take that risk, or should I journey out and create something new? I'm going to tell you to go for it, because in the unknown is where the next step is. In the unknown is where that new relationship is, or you meet someone. Let's say, every time I'll go to like a seminar, and I'll go to a seminar thinking I'm going to get one type of education, but then I meet someone in the hall, and that hallway meeting that I met someone became something that just exploded. I remember 7 years ago, I got coaching from someone, and then I just looked back at all the people I was able to meet and all the amazing businesses and stuff that happened from that. So it's all unknown. So in the unknown, so let's get right to it. When you step into the unknown, that's where the next step is. So we're afraid of making the next step because we want certainty, but you won't see the next step until you make the first step. So step into the unknown, then you'll see the next step. In the unknown is where the relationship is. That's where the opportunities are. See, the new opportunities are going to give you the creative power to have a better life. The opportunities there. The genius is in the unknown. The gold is in the unknown. God's in the unknown. Everything's in the unknown. The unknown is really a rendezvous. So now let me go to a second stage of unknown. So the unknown, we would all perceive it as the unknown. Like something happens that you never planned on happening, and that kind of sparked something, took you in a new direction, or it gave you contrast. So the contrast could be an unknown, like someone's getting sick. And then you go through this contrast and this journey, and you learn more clarity of what you want, or what you love, and what you don't want, and you get clarity of who you are. And so that was an unknown that sucked, but it really, looking back, was the greatest thing ever because it took you to different places. So really, an unknown is not an unknown. So this is a bit of a higher level concept right here. What you think is the unknown is really a forthcoming. So let me say that again. What you think is an unknown is really a forthcoming. What if I told you the unknowns that come into your life were already, they were just rendezvousing, they were a rendezvous of what you had deep on your inside, your deepest desires. Like they were already there. And I believe a lot of times we have these unknowns or these rendezvous, and because we're so focused on being scared or not taking risk, or we always want to be certain that it's these opportunities to fulfill our desires, or these opportunities to manifest what we always wanted, these opportunities to have a new job, a new goal, a new relationship. We get so secure, we love our security like a drug, that we don't branch out, and we miss these opportunities. So what you think is an unknown, the unknown is really life saying, hey, you're ready, come on, this is what you wanted, and we watch it pass by like that. Versus that unknown happens, and now what I want you to do is when an unknown happens, it could be an email, it could be someone instant messages you, it could be you took a different route to work and you met somebody, or you talked to somebody, and just in the moment say, this is an unknown, this is different, and I want you to see the progression that you're gonna get from it. So in the moment, it's like someone instant messaged me, they're like, hey, we'd love to have you on the podcast. And I'm like, I'm in. And the reason why I'm in, and I'll say yes to that, is because it's an unknown. And I know the relationship, maybe it might be the relationship, it might be that podcast where someone halfway around the world needed to hear that. So I know maybe I'm the unknown for somebody, right? So all I'm trying to say is the unknown is the greatest gift you have in life, because the unknown, life brings you something, you weren't expecting it, it's an unknown, and it takes you on a magic carpet ride, a journey, and then when you're able to look back, you're gonna be like, wow, that happened. Like you reach your goal and it happened the way you never thought possible, and not only didn't happen the way you didn't think possible, it happened better than you thought possible. I mean, I'm just sitting right here in a studio in Park City, Utah, and I'm thinking, you wouldn't believe the unknowns that had to happen for me to get here. So life is never planned. Everybody's worried about writing their friggin' goals down and putting a timeline on their goals. That's the worst thing you could do. You know why? Because when you write your goals down and put a friggin' timeline on it, what you're doing is what happens if the time comes and goes? What happens if maybe your goals could change, right? If maybe they course correct. So what it is like just embrace the unknown. So all you need to know is the next logical step. Like we have the vision, you have the big vision, and you don't need to know how. I always tell people, worry about the what do you want in life, why do you want it, and the how and the who, let the unknowns fill that in. And when you're able to sit back and embrace the unknowns, and then I actually journal my unknowns. At the end of each day, I'm like, what were the unknowns today? And there was like, I had 4 unknowns today. Like maybe someone reached out. I'm like, great, someone reached out. I have a meeting I get to go to. We set up a meeting or set up a lunch. So all these unknowns, like if someone contacts me, great unknown. Or if I did I'm always searching for the unknowns because they're happening every day. And I want to get in the habit of sensing them, seeing them, and taking action on them. And the more I embrace the unknowns, the more life opens up for you, opens up for me. It serves you different aspects of life. It gives you contrast, it gives you experience, and you'll wind up, it's amazing. You'll wind up having relationships you never would have had, business investment opportunities you never thought of. You're going to wind up having something that you would consider luck. It's not luck. You rendezvoused with something. Like you have this vision, and in our mind, we think we have a certain plan to get to the vision, but the unknowns are really where you're going to fill in the vision. And you look back and say, wow, this happened. It happened so much. It was like movie-like. It happened so much better than I ever thought it could ever happen. But it'll never happen unless you don't jump for it. You know, the way I described the whole I Am Hero project, when my wife and I was, perfect example. It happens all day when you really look for it. So I was in that transition period. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to continue to practice at the level I did. I just want to impact more people, but I didn't know what the next thing was, right? So if you're watching this and you don't know what your next thing is, right? I know it gets scary because you're in between. And then all of a sudden, Rob Bell popped into my head. So Rob Bell is, he's a good guy. I really like what he does. So I happened to see he was on this podcast. I'm like, oh, man, it's been like 8 years since I read or watched Rob Bell. So I'm like, I'll watch this podcast. It was actually a Lewis House podcast. So I was like, oh, all right, cool. I'll watch that. And he was talking about when he left his church and went into what he's doing now. He goes, I was stuck. And watch this. I'm going through this. And he's sitting there going, and he said this, I was stuck in this transition. He goes, I didn't know what was next. He goes, but I knew there was enough substance. Even though I couldn't see it, I could sense there was just enough substance that I know I could jump and something would be there. I was like, and that's what I needed. So you see the unknown. It was like at the right time, I had that unknown, and the unknown could be unknown could be the song lyric, it could be the movie you watch, it could be the podcast you listen to, the live you watch. And I knew that was my answer. Okay, there is substance out there. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know the how or the who, but I'm going to go for it. And if you watch We Are Heroes Season 1 and We Are Heroes Season 2, especially We Are Heroes Season 1, if you go to YouTube, there is freaking unknown crazy stuff the whole time because I videoed it to really, for me, to capture the unknown, saying, listen, a buddy of mine is like, listen, make a talk and then give yourself 4 weeks to do it in front of a crowd of 100 people. I'm like, how's that going to happen? And then 2 weeks later, my friend Garrett in Utah, he's like, hey, listen, in 2 weeks, can you do a talk to these people? There's going to be 200 people. So it's amazing how we document it and you actually see the unknowns. And all I did was grab the unknowns. And when I felt uncomfortable, I jumped. And the amount of progress that happened in such a short amount of time because you embrace the unknowns really becomes an amazing thing when now you look at them. And every day I write, I'm so thankful. I go, I'm so grateful and thankful, and I appreciate the gift of the unknown every single day. Because the unknown is such a gift to me. It's a present. It's like it's the universe's present to me. Like something happens or someone shows up in my life or an opportunity shows up in my life, and it's like a gift. And even though you don't know what it's going to open up to, at least you know you're going to start some type of journey to think clearer, to see something different, to get a better idea. And it's like a kid. So every day I wake up like a kid at Christmas. What's going to happen? What's the unknown? What's the email I'm going to get? What's the suggestion I'll get? Like I'm so excited about what are these unknowns, and I document them. So I know that every day I'm rendezvousing. So remember the unknown. It's just life bringing your desire to a manifestation in a way that works best. And a lot of times, because we want to stay so certain and we don't want to take the risk, that we just let the opportunity go. But now when you embrace it and you look for it and you go on how you feel and it feels good and you make the jump versus staying the same and recycling, right? Don't you like that? You're recycling yesterday over and over again, like Groundhog Day. Then it just becomes amazing. So hopefully you guys really enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this, please thumbs up, heart. Also hit the share button. I guess you could even share on stories on Instagram as well. But please hit the share button. This is really good because how many people out there, they're so afraid of the uncertainty. I don't know. And here's also a good thing I want to tell you guys. Sometimes you're stuck with two decisions, right? Do I do this or do I do that? And you're worried. You're worried about what? You're worried about making the wrong decision. But here's the cool thing. And you're worried about, well, what would have happened if I made that decision? I don't know what will happen. Here's the thing. You'll never know, right? So except I'll never know. So if I made one decision, I'll never know how the other decision would have turned out. So the fact is you're never going to know. So accept that and have the peace saying, well, I'm not going to know what would have happened in both dimensions. So choose, make the decision, go all in, and don't worry about what could have happened in the other if you made the other choice, because you'll never know. And someone's like, well, if I bought Bitcoin early, I would have made like $1 billion. You never know that, dude. You just never know. You never know. Maybe you would have made money, and maybe you would have lost your wits about you, or it would have hurt you. Who knows, right? But I'm just saying, like, if you're going into something, you have all these options, you'll never know how each one plays out. So the fact is, don't worry about how each one's going to play out. Pick the one, forget the rest, because you're not going to know anyway. And then I'll take that road and allow contrast and course correction take you to where you need to be. So I know a lot of you guys, you're teeter-tottering, right? You're trying to make this decision. You're worried. It's risky. I'm telling you, embrace the unknown. You got to move, because your life will never change if you're recycling the same way you think every single day. So if we interrupt that and smash that with an unknown, now at least we changed variables, and we opened up new things to add like fertilizer to a new desire in your life, a new dream, right? So like that dream's not going to happen using the same recipe. You know, you want to make this new life for yourself, but we're using the same variables and intensity and nutrients that got us where we are now. So the unknown, that's why the unknown has it all. It's like the unknown is like, we got it all. This is the way. And you're like, but I don't know what the way is. And it's like, it doesn't matter that you know or not know. Like, just let's go. And it'll just start paving the steps. And you know what, I'll tell you right now, life will be a lot more exciting. You might be a little scared, but it'll be way more exciting than it is now for you. So if you guys enjoy that, again, hit the share, hit the like. Go to IamHero.com, and IamHero.com, which one would go with today? Iam Value, Hero Secret Sauce, Time Expansion. Wow, this is unique. I just probably need it. Let's do Hero Secret Sauce. So if you go to IamHero.com, Hero Secret Sauce will be the masterclass. That kind of mends with this a little bit, because the reason why I'm saying Hero Secret Sauce is because it gives you, maybe it'll inspire you for the mindset to say, you know what, I'm making the jump. But for me, it wasn't really getting pumped up. It was Rob Bell on a Lewis House show saying, in his poetic way, I knew there was just enough substance in the ether on this other side. I couldn't see, I didn't know what it was. It was like, but I knew there was just enough that there was actually something there. And so that's all you need. Just like, if you have the desire in your heart, you know there's something there. There's a chance of something. Then leap and go for it. And you too will be able to, and then you'll be able to look back and then see, oh, this is how it worked out perfectly for my life. Well, I appreciate you guys so much. Have an amazing day. Have a great Thursday. Check out Cobra Kai if on YouTube, right? If you're doing it, you'll enjoy it. And I will see you guys soon. God bless.